Because I grew up in a port town in the northwestern corner of Pennsylvania. And in port towns, there are all kinds of things, right? There's drugs, hookers, and all the other stuff you actually need to get off of the boat. And there's all kinds of crime, but there isn't a lot of work, and there isn't a lot of opportunity. There was a zipper factory and a railroad. And my boyfriend, when I lived back there, was an electrician on the railroad. And that was a really good job. It was a big deal. And I wanted out of there so bad, okay? And I got out and I made a life for myself. And then I went on to demonstrate what different lives could look like and what different lives could feel like. Because I felt a lot growing up in that environment. I felt a lot about the Amish people that I grew up with. The people who taught me how to raise a house, raise the sides, and then have a party when we put the roof on. Okay? I felt a lot about my dad driving an hour away to work in a factory swing shift. A guy I barely ever saw. A guy who then went hunting with my brothers so that we could eat the food he hunted and got. And then my mother grew a garden and we ate the food that she canned in the heat of August, so that we had fruit and vegetables to eat through the winter. That's how I grew up. I did not grow up in a $30,000 evening gown. Okay? Everybody thinks that what we do is all sunglasses and flashbulbs, but it isn't. It's a lot of seasons of strikes and illnesses and no jobs. And how the fuck am I gonna pay my bills? That's what it really is to be an artist. So what is it to be timeless? It is not a bunch of people pushing buttons on social media. It isn't. It is when you are on the road and you meet people and you are kind to them and you see them and you talk to them. It is when you make more money than your crew and you realize that you should not be eating off the craft service table because you are not carrying cable. You are not hauling electric. You are not dragging shit through the rain and snow. What you should be doing is be putting better food on that craft service table because you make more money. And I don't care if you stop at the donut store and buy 12 dozen donuts. That's going to matter to your crew. It is treating your crew like they came from where you came from, because they did. Clark Gable didn't come from Park Avenue. Humphrey Bogart, Lana Turner, whoever old movies you watched on black and white television, wherever the fuck you actually came from. Okay, those people didn't arrive in a $30,000 gown. They didn't. They had dreams just like yours. And remember, so does every other person dragging cable. Every one of those Teamsters, they're working for you. Clean up your trailer, hang up your clothes, and put your fucking trash out at the end of the day.